This is my Trek 1000. I've already upgraded most of the components on the bike. This derailleur has already been upgraded to a Shimano 105, but today I'm going to upgrade it to a Shimano 600, which became known as Ultegra. Even though this is an older bike, the process of replacing a derailleur is basically the same on newer bikes. So first we're going to start off by shifting it into the smallest cog. Then go ahead and remove the rear wheel. Now that we've got the rear wheel removed, we're going to go ahead and release the chain from the derailleur. So we're going to go ahead and just remove the pulleys. And on this bike, it's a small 3mm Allen wrench. Just go ahead and remove this little screw here. And that pulley will drop out. Go ahead, make sure you don't lose any of the parts, and go ahead and put it back in. Go ahead and release the cable from the derailleur. Just loosen this little screw here, and then just slide the cable out. At this point, we'll go ahead and remove the derailleur from the frame by unscrewing this. Now I have the new derailleur. I'm just going to go ahead and attach it to the frame. Now we're going to go ahead and mount the chain into the derailleur. So we're going to go ahead and remove this small pulley. Again, just pull that little pin out. Careful not to lose any parts. Just slide the pulley out. Okay, and we're going to want to loosen the front pulley just a little bit here, and there's a little screw on there so that we can get the chain in. And you have to usually pull the cage down in order to access that screw. And we don't want to remove this screw, just loosen a little bit. Now the chain is going to go under the front pulley. Bring it up. It's going to go over the back pulley. Oop. Slide the little pin in through the pulley. In through the back side of the cage, and go ahead and screw that in. And then before we tighten everything down, go ahead and just pull the chain in. Make sure that it goes through there nice and smoothly. It does, so we're going to go ahead, tighten this pulley, and then we'll bring this back down and tighten this pulley, the front pulley. And everything should go nice and smoothly. Now we're going to go ahead and put the rear wheel back in. Mount the rear wheel with the chain on the smallest cog. Okay, with the cable not attached to the derailleur, go ahead and rotate the cranks. And you want to make sure that the chain falls just naturally onto the smallest cog. If it's like one cog up, then one of the limiting screws here, you'll want to go ahead and release until the chain comes down. If it's trying to come off the chain, then you're going to want to tighten the limiting screw in so that it keeps it onto the smallest cog. Everything looks good right there. Now I'm going to go ahead and route a brand new cable. Okay, so I've routed a brand new cable here, so just run it down through here. With the shifter shifted to the smallest cog here, and with the chain on the smallest cog here, what you're going to want to do is take the barrel adjuster, tighten all the way in, and then go ahead and unscrew it just a couple turns there. Now go ahead, pull the cable taut into this little notch here on this little clamping screw, and tighten down this little nut here. So now we're going to work on adjusting the shifting on here. Okay, so go ahead and rotate the cranks and shift up to the next gear. Rotate the cranks, shift it up one more time, shift up one more time, shift up one more time. Go ahead and shift it down, shift it down, shift it down, shift it down. So far it's working pretty good. You can adjust the indexing using this little barrel screw. So like if I go ahead, click it up, it didn't quite go, I go ahead and turn this barrel screw counterclockwise, screw it out a little bit, which would tighten the cable and bring the chain up onto the next gear. So let's go ahead and go through all the gears. Up one more. I can adjust out just a little bit because there was just a little bit of resistance there. Up one more, one more, one more, and it's not going to the top gear. So the limiting screw here, I'm going to go ahead and for the one that adjusts that direction, I'm going to go ahead and let it out just a little bit. Just unscrew it a little bit, then try shifting up there. Okay, there it goes. Now just try shifting down through all the ranges. Oh, it was struggling to get onto that gear a little bit, so what I'm going to do is release this barrel adjuster just a little bit. Just a little bit. Okay, and it's not coming off that big ring. So I'm going to go ahead and tighten that one down in that position. Make sure it'll still shift up there. Shift down to the smallest one. And I'm going to just go ahead and tighten down the other one a little bit so that it doesn't go past that. So that one's tight. Now I'm going to shift to the big ring on the front. Make sure it still shifts through the whole ranges. Okay, so now it's shifting all very nicely. As the cable stretches a little bit, I'm probably going to want to adjust that a little bit more. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and cut the cable. Leave about 1.5 inches on there, and use some good cable cutters. I've got these Park Tool here, CN2. They cut nice and cleanly. Boom. Nice sharp edge on the end there. Use regular wire cutters. It just kind of squishes the cable down. Slide like a little crimp end onto the end. And just crimp it down onto the wire, onto the cable. Boom, and we're done.